So we've got a 2015 Hyundai Sonata Limited, and the hood release is broken. So you pull the hood release and it won't pop up. So the first thing you should do is look inside. Maybe you'll get lucky, unlike me, and check this inside part here. I took off this little cover plate here. I don't have a video for that part. And check your lever here, make sure everything's working. Mine is inside, so my problem is under the hood. To get this plate off, this little plastic cover plate, you got to get this lever off here, and down the bottom here there's one of those little pop release tabs. To get this off, there's a video online, but in case you can't find it, this thing sits on, if you can't see it all like me, it looks like from the outside it looks like a plastic Phillips head, but it's not. It's actually four little fingers that like splay out when the thing is on there. So what you do is, and there's a video of this online, you take an 8mm or 7mm deep socket, push against it, and then with a screwdriver pry this off. So I got the car jacked up on jack stands, and I usually just stick the tire and wheel underneath the one side as a backup for the jack stands, just as a backup in case I get unlucky with the jack stand. Next we're going to go in here and take out this fender liner, and it's got all these little plastic Phillips head screw clips, little plug-in, push-in things that you're going to back out the Phillips part and then wiggle them out with your fingers. And there's a video on that as well by somebody else, so I don't need to cover that. So I'm going to come back when this fender liner's out. Here, I'll record one of these guys. So these plastic Phillips head, just back out the Phillips part as far as it'll go. And then you just come in here with your fingers and you can just wiggle out the clip and pull those out, just like that. On the front underside of the fender liner, you've got these fasteners that share with the underneath, mud splash guard here. So you got to do 4 here, 1, 2, 3, and then 1 over here that is out of the frame. So you got to take out those. These are actually not how yours might look, because I added these screws with fender washers after they were all lost by the oil change people over the years. But there should be 4 fasteners there that you got to take off as well. So I stopped with the thing about all the fasteners out, but not quite all the way out of the wheel well, because where I want to get to is right up here, which I'll show you from the outside. That's what I'm hoping for, is to get to about here, which is where the 2 cables link together. And I'm hoping that I can somehow get up there and grab that other cable that possibly this part has been disconnected. And if I could tug that cable to activate the release. So here you can see the problem. This had become disconnected, and what I did was, down there through the wheel well, when the hood was closed and I could not get in, I reached up through that hole there and felt around until I felt this side here, pulled on that and popped the hood, and now the hood's up. So in retrospect, now that it's done, you really only need to take out the front fasteners for this fender liner and then just pull it back here to get you access to where you need to get to. So I started with this guy back here to hold this in place, and then you got to line up these holes and push these tabs, these little plugs back in. You kind of push those fingers together to get it through the hole and line up that hole, and then just push it in like that. Put those all back in.